Good morning, good morning. It is that time of morning, coffee time with Coach Jah. Listen, I got my coffee ready. I really need some cake. But I'm trying not to eat no cake this morning. Be nice. I'm trying not to eat cake that's sitting on this table. Yeah, it's kind of calling my name, dogs. It's kind of calling my name. Kind of calling my name. I fell asleep watching the Kings of Comedy last night. In fact, when Kings of Comedy was in Charlotte, I was actually at that show. I was actually there. It's funny because um the way they recorded wasn't the same order that they played it that I watched the show in. It wasn't the same when I saw the show. When I saw the show, Bernie Mac was second. They kept D.L. Hughley in the front, which I mean, I guess that's okay, whatever. My joy was good. Teresa Bryan in the morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. But when I watched the Kings of Comedy, it was a reverse order. Have not been okay. I'm trying to straighten up. I've not been a big fan of Steve Harvey, but he's got some funny moments in him. I think it was funny when he dropped that dude Coke on the floor. I think that was crazy. I might have been upset with that. Happy Friday to you, Venus. Thank you for praying that my pain goes with ASAP because I needed to just go. But I won't let it take over my day. I won't let it take over my day. Had to have the best at the end of it. Exactly, Phoenix. Because if they would put Bernie Mac in the middle like he was at the show that I went to, might not have listened to Sad. They might not have listened to Sad. And not that Sad wasn't funny, but you can't compare Sad to Bernie. It's just very different. Welcome to Let's Get It Friday, Mike. Yeah, Bernie Mac has there was on Tubi, or Tubi is Tubi, right? On Tubi, there's a special on Bernie Mac, and they talked about his beginning and stuff like that. Bernie was one of the greats, man. I don't care who your favorite comedian is. Bernie Mac is going to be in your top 5, argumentably the top 3. Period. I don't care what you do. I'm not talking about as far as career or whatever. I don't care how you put it in there. Even his show, even his sitcom was super crazy for me. Bernie's always been one of my top 5. I hate that we lost him, but man, Bernie was just super, super dope. Anytime you can just think of a Bernie Mac, one of his shows, one of his skits, you can think of one of them, and just keep going, and you won't stop, and just be dying. His book is amazing. Oh, Bernie has a book? I never known that. What's up, Spanky? What up, Mike? I didn't know Bernie had a book out. Send me the title if you could. I would like to go see that. I would like to read that. I would like to read that. It's read by him in audio. I need that. I need that. I need that book. So I need to think of this. Talking about books. I didn't know he had a book. Yeah, I didn't either. Speaking of books, I am turning this book into an audio book. Right? For all of you who have had this book, but I'm turning it into an audio book. But what I decided to do, initially, I just wanted to do this audio book. But I don't want a computer telling you my book. I don't want a computer giving you a computer is not going to match my delivery. And so the next project is to make that book an actual CD. That's what that book is going to be. And yesterday was the day that book was completed, 1 year ago. And I read it on live. It was completed 1 year ago yesterday. And I meant to read it in the daytime, but some things going on. I didn't have time to get around to it. But I took the liberty in going online on a live and read it last night. And I'm recording and sending it to my daughter because I think she needs to hear it. Oh Lord, you're going to make money on that. And that's Mike. That's what. Also, let me say this. So, because it's the anniversary, I felt like it was only right that I deliver it before my daughter, even if she wasn't able to see it in the moment, right? But I'm reminded every time of why I wrote that book, and I'm reminded of how many people are going to need that? How many fathers are going to want to talk to their daughters, and uncles talk to their nieces, and grandfathers, their grandbabies? In fact, I cannot wait to share that book with my granddaughter, right? I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the moment that she's here with me and I can read that book to her. But until then, my plan is to get the book recorded, get everything done with it, and then I can send it to their grandmother in New York City, and she can give it to them, and play it for them. And I think it's going to be great. So I'm really excited about that. But I was also talking yesterday, and I want to do because I did get to do a book signing for this particular book, and I think, well, I'm not thinking. I know that that's what I want to do. I want to do this book signing, and I would really love to see grown adult women in the audience with their fathers. And then I'm reading this and telling the story of this particular book, because this book is not just, everybody has their reason they write their book, and this reason in particular for me was so much more, because I know the intent behind this book, and I know what it meant to me to write it to my daughter, and how I want her to respond to it and stuff. So there's things that I would like to see fathers and daughters and grandfathers and granddaughters and uncles and nieces, things that I would like to see them experience. And next month is Black History Month. I'm going to read my Fuck Black History Month poem. I'm going to read that. I'm going to read that probably every damn day in Black History Month. But I don't know if it's going to be, it's probably going to be later in the month. I need some time out. And if I can find a space that's suitable for it, and I'm going to do a book signing in a place, and my daughter can be there and be there with me and sit on stage with me or wherever we're at, and have people come in and purchase the book, and we'll both be able to sign it. So that's what I'm planning to do with that book, because I didn't get a chance to do it last year. The way things was running with the pandemic had slowed everything down, and it just didn't allow timing to set. I didn't set timing for it. I wanted it to release on Valentine's Day, which is my daughter's birthday, but even that was an issue with from the editor to the publishing company and all the different things that took place, and it just it just didn't work. Who was that baby girl in the pictures with you? Oh, I was talking to somebody else. I didn't know you were talking about. I thought you were talking to me, Mike. And so I read from this book. I read the very first poem in there that said with this book. So I want y'all to see, if you can see this heart here. That heart is a collage of every word in this book put into that heart shape. So some of the words are just micro small, and I put that collage together in those colors, and I put it on there on the back of it. It's inside too. Check out some pictures inside. If you hadn't gotten it, you need to get it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But there's such a magic when I read this book, and I left the bigger one upstairs. I have a big one that I read when I'm out. The feel of it is just such an amazing thing. That's what's amazing about his book. It reads by him, so you get the fullness of his story about his personal experience. Yeah, that's why I want to check it out. So if you can send that to me, or I'll look it up once I get done here, and I'll look it up and see what it's all about. But definitely, man, Bernie is always my favorite. Richard Pryor has been my favorite too. The funny thing is, when you look at their work now, a lot of what Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney, all of those they were the beginning of Black comedy on the mainstream, if you would, and to hear them deliver messages like that you can still hear today and still get a kick out of it. Like Eddie Murphy, Raw and Delirious was my favorites. I always said Delirious was better than Raw. Delirious has always been better than Raw to me. But if you listen to Richard Pryor do some of his stuff, and Paul Mooney is just raw as I don't know. If you have not listened to Paul Mooney stand up, just YouTube him. You would stay on Paul Mooney all day. Today on Coach Jah's, it's Black Cap Day. Frugal, what's good, Frugal? Yeah. So I'm in a I'm in the middle of planning for next week. Thank goodness my schedule is set and etched in stone. Thanks to CP Coalition for allowing the timing to take care of my brother and I's work and get us on a great starting point for this new year. And my schedule is set in stone. There's a lot of different, right, Demona, Zabru, life is too short, eat cake. I'm going to eat some cake just because you said so. And my scheduling is done. I can be prepared to do the work that I'm going to do all next week and then have time for me instead of trying to do everything at one time. I'm saying that to tell you all this. If you are not getting your work done, if your work is piling up, if you're in trouble because you can't seem to catch up, you need to reschedule how you are working throughout your day. Because something's off with your working. Something's off with your schedule. So get back in schedule. Get back in what you need to be doing for yourself, because life is too short, bro. And you got to get it where you can. And scheduling allows you to do that. Most of the time, that's been my issue, scheduling. And so I'm trying to cram everything into this whatever time that I have for the day. Not a good place to be. Not a good place to be. And I had to see that. And now that I see it and I know it, I'm able to do some other things. I'm able to do some other things. But here's the thing I know. I know that I'm on the right path now. I know I have some things in order now. I know that things are going to move a little more smoother. It might be an easy road. Nothing's easy. But you got to gain everything. But I do know I'm in a good pace. Robin Harris, Eddie, Richard, Red Fox are Mount Rushmore comedy. Listen, I love Sanford and Son. Anybody who knows me know that Sanford and Son by far is my favorite sitcom ever. I don't care what else you got on. If Sanford and Son is on, damn it, I'm watching Sanford and Son. You can put your favorite movies up here, all of that. Sanford and Son. That's it. That works for me. Robin Harris is absolutely hilarious. Definitely one of the best to ever do it. No question in that. No question in that at all. But if Robin Harris is on and Sanford and Son is on, I'm going with damn Sanford and Son. That's just what I think is happening. That's just what I want you to know. I'm just starting to do the same scheduling a week in advance now. Yes, if your scheduling is off, your workload is going to be off. You know what I mean? It's going to be off. I had to learn that. And I think it depends on how far you want to do it. It depends on if you really want to get your if you have goals that you want to achieve. If you don't, just keep doing what you're doing and just having things just be right. But if you want to get some things accomplished, you need to sit down and really work on your schedule. So then you can see times where you can goof off and do the stuff you just want to do, but you could take care of business. Yes, Ja, I would watch Sanford and Son with my granddaddy all the time, and I still watch it when I see it on. Let me tell you something, Teresa. Before the Fire Sticks were getting cut down and all the apps, I had all the apps that had the 24-hour shows. I watched Sanford and Son in the morning, at night, in the middle of the day. It just stayed on the TV. I put music on after music is off, Sanford and Son. That's just what I did. I love Sanford. I know all the episodes, all of them. All of them. And it's not a Sanford and Son episode that I didn't like. That's when you can say you are a fan of a show. There's not one show that I could say I didn't like. Same thing with Martin. I loved all of Martin. Martin sitcom, I loved all of them. All of them. In fact, my youngest brother, Esau, he has the collection, and he probably watches it almost every day. My top 5 is Red Fox, Cosby, Bernie, Eddie Murphy, and Franklin Ajara. Okay, so Mike, I don't know. Bill Cosby was never one of my top comedians. He was never my favorite on the comedy level, right? On the comedic level. But he has some funny stuff, and everybody watched the Cosby Show. A Different World I used to love until Beverly, good morning to you. A Different World I used to love until I was dating this chick who ran that shit in the hole, and it wasn't a show that I could watch like that. And now I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see it. T Shep in the building. I don't want to see a different world. She ruined it. She ruined it for me. Just like the late Eric Jerome Dickey, right? Is it Eric Jerome Dickey? Is that his name? I've never read his books, but I've heard his books were so great. But she ran his shit in the hole. And I remember having a fallout with her and her family, who was nosy as hell. And the family said some things. And I wrote a poem, and I was like, well, maybe if I was him, the family would be just fine. And it was just funny. But yeah. I never been the Cosby Show made it great for me. And then the other show he did with Dougie Doug. What was the show Bill Cosby did with Dougie Doug? That was a show that I liked too. I did. Did you see Martin in the movie A Low Down Dirty Shame? Martin was in Shame? Now I seen Low Down Dirty Shame with that was one of the Wayans brothers. Yeah. I really think Eddie and Malcolm played off Sanford and Son, but I liked Eddie and Malcolm. Do you remember when Eddie and Malcolm when Eddie did the Prince scene and he had the Prince makeup on and everything like that, and he was winning until he opened up his shirt and his face was light skinned and his chest was dark skinned? That was one of my favorites, bro. That wasn't Mark. That was Keenan. Right. Keenan Wayans. Oh, on the stoop. On the stoop. What's on the stoop, Mike? What's that? But yeah, so Malcolm Eddie was my joint. Eric Jerome Dickey is probably one of the greatest fiction authors of all time. I'm not going to deny that, Eco, but what I'm saying is the reason why I never got into it is because of X that I was with. And she just got on my fucking nerves, and I was like, man, I'm not reading none of his shit. He probably is one of the greatest. I saw the anyway, I saw the stuff they talking about when he passed and everything, and all of the stuff they write up about him. I can't say I don't like his work because I haven't read his work. That's what I'm saying. I can't say I don't like his work because I haven't read his work, but I heard he was amazing. But people can make you not, like some shit. Like some slam poets make me not want to slam. You know what I'm saying? And I know you hear me talk a lot about that, but it's been just so much within the slam community that has been ugly compared to all of the beautiful stuff. Now, I think the show with Bill Cosby and Dougie Doug was called Cosby. Right. I think it was named Cosby, Mike. I think you're right. I mean, nothing to lose. Darn, it's still early. Pouring coffee now. Listen. He definitely is one of my faves. Who's one of your faves, Coco Janelle? Who's one of your faves? Yeah, Prada, listen, Prada, I promise you this. If I don't have coffee, I ain't coming on here. Y'all ain't going to talk to me until I have coffee. Even if I don't take a sip, the coffee is here. It's all here. GLW player. I don't know what GLW stands for, but welcome to the spot. Thank you for coming through. It's coffee time with Coach Jah. We just shooting the breeze. Every time okay. Got you. I've not read his stuff, but I'm sure. I'll tell you who I couldn't get into either. And now he calling himself a poet or MC. Tyree, what's his name? Not Eric, what's his name? Something Tyree, I think his name is. He's another writer that I seen him at the spot, man. Because he lived in Charlotte. So he's just, I think he expect people to, how people expect you to know who they are, and they walk around with this air like, yo, this is me. Omar Tyree, I think that's his name. He's a writer. He's an author. And then he coming to the poetry spots like he doing something, bro. And I'm sitting here like, dude, you probably need to stick to writing because this rap shit you doing is whack, bro. Like, I heard him do a few joints, and I'm like, come on, man. That Chico the Barge light-skinned man brother shit played out, bro. Get out of here, man. Nobody's seen that. Okay, let me get off. But and so okay, put it like this. It was a poetry event, right? And like I said, if it's some poetry going on in Charlotte, if I don't know about it, either somebody from out of town came and put something in place, or it ain't really nothing. So this event was going down. I know everybody's there. I'm coming through the spot. And this dude, he was sitting in the chair, and he was sitting next to some people that some of my folks. So when I looked around, he was going out the chair, and I came back. I'm sitting there, I'm talking to my folks, and you know, I just happened to look, and dude was kind of standing like, not standing right over me because I'm having an issue with that, but he was standing in the area, and I'm like, why is this nigga standing here looking like a clown? And having a conversation with my folks, I got up and walked away, and then he came and sat down in the seat while I was sitting there. So I was like, damn. So he felt like he had some sort of privilege to sit in his chair. So I was like, I can't wait till he get up because I'm gonna go sit my ass back on the chair. I'm petty like that. I'm petty like that. But he didn't get up. And the funny thing was, he walking around with this air like, everybody's supposed to know who he is. And I forgot that that's this dude for a minute, but I know I was like, his face is familiar, but I forgot who he was, right? I ain't never read none of his goddamn books. I ain't reading none of them damn fucking books. But you can, when people walk around, like, you be like, who the fuck this nigga think he is? Like, that's the kind of, okay, I probably shouldn't say that like that, but that's the kind he walk around that people looking like, yo, who he think he is? Like, if I was my old me, I would be like, yo, son, why don't you sit down somewhere, yo? Sit your light skin ass down. Anyway. So he get up and do his little piece. And I don't know what the fuck he talking about in this rap. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm like, what is this, right? So they call us up, and my slam team is performing tonight. And so, I'm coach, so they call me up first, and I go up there, I do a little something, and I call the team up to perform. And then this dude is looking around because everybody, I know people, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Dude, look. And I see him looking at me. So I'm like, okay, let me work my way over to this dude so I can holler at him real quick. Let me holler at this cat on the low, because that's just who I am. Like, if there's an issue, let's just get to the meat of it, right? So I finally get close enough to him, and I was like, yo, my man. And this dude did, like, how dudes, okay, ladies and fellas, check this out. You know the scenario. It's a chick over there, you want to go talk to this chick, and you go over there. As soon as you get by the chick, she just play you off to the left and walk off. And you're like, damn, like, my breath stink, or is my deodorant not working? Why she just bounce? I did that to this dude. I was like, yo, my man. And he turned his back and walked off like a chick. And I was like, wow, that's what we doing. And so I figured it out. Here's a dude who's a writer, right? And this is a true story. This is not some made up shit. He now he's all of a sudden calling himself a rapper or a poet or whatever he's supposed to. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. And I'm like, gee, look, I do this every day, son. I don't know who you think or what you thought, but I do this every day. But if this is intimidating you, you need to stick to what you do. And it was just funny because I never seen a dude act like that. And then, matter of fact, my homegirl was there. Now, I've never talked to my homegirl. We just mad cool like that. But she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Beautiful. And she's got a banging shape. And so, we're custom, my brother and we're custom. We walk our friends to the car. We walk our lady friends to the car. Don't matter. That's just what it is. We walk y'all to the car unless we just can't in that moment. And at my events, when I can, I ask somebody, help, can you walk them to the car? My man, can you walk up to the car? That's what we do. So I'm walking out. And when I walk out, somebody snatched me up and they dapped me up. Like, yo, boom, we was talking. And when, how you put the arm around, you hug, and I hug, and I'm looking at dude actually watching me and Shorty walk out the spot. And I'm like, this is a corny dude. Like, I understand you try to rock your Chico DeBarge, your El DeBarge thing, bro. We fighting the power right now. We afros and afro picks and locks right now. That old yellow red bone pass is passed up now for you yellow guys. That okay, I'm sorry, but it was funny because I didn't even understand. Even like now, I don't understand what's the big deal. Like, bro, like, what was the issue? Like, I don't know you, son. Then I thought about it. There was a time when I was working at the YMCA and I was doing production, and he was doing, I think he was doing a casting call for a movie or video or play or something. And I had some music, and he came and rented out the space at the YMCA, and he was wanting to he was looking for music for the soundtrack and stuff like that. And so I went up to the crib. I was actually moving that day, and I came to the crib. I went to I grabbed my music out of the car, my CD out of the car, and to play some tunes for him. And he liked some of the tunes. And then when I went to see him at the studio, he was trying to critique the production, but then he was like, "Yo, man, let's talk. I can." But basically trying to lowball. And I'm like, man, I don't believe in that. Listen, if you want it, you pay for it. Man, you're not gonna lowball, man. I ain't no sucker. Like, I've been around. In fact, the producer who did most of the tracks on that CD is in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. So, my G, why would I cheapen this production for you? Because you're light skinned? I'm sorry. I always have an issue with dudes that be mad light skinned and walk around with their nose up in the air. I always had it. I'm like, dude, come on. Y'all be the main ones that don't want no smoke. Yeah, so but I'm not I've never been a celebrity groupie. That's never been my thing. I've never been. Even pink men like me. Get your back, yo. Get your back. I appreciate you, fam. Even pink men like me got your back, yo. And it's funny because, so I've heard. So let me say this. I remember I used to manage the Valley Solo Fitness out here. Years ago, I was the operations manager at the one. If you're from Charlotte, there's a Valley Solo Fitness that used to be across the street from Eastland Mall, and yeah, that was funny, bro. That was funny, and I managed that one, and I remember. Oh man, okay, I can't tell that story. I can't tell that story. Anyway, when I was there, I remember there was a young lady who used to work out there fine. She worked out regularly. She was fine. And she needed help working out. Now, mind you, I was as the operations manager, I was in charge of the personal trainers, hiring and payroll, all the staff, except for sales staff. I still did some of the sales staff work, but that was more the general manager stuff. As the operations manager, I took care of all payroll. I would see all payroll at the end and do I had to do my breakdowns and all that, keep payroll under a certain budget so I can get my bonuses, all those things. So I was sending people home to keep my payroll down so I can get my bonuses. Anyway, so the young lady, I had sent some, two of the personal trainers had beef, right? Now, both of these dudes is big, Marquise and Shabaka. Like, these two dudes was cool. And something happened, and my boss, who was the regional manager, wanted me to cut hours back from one of the personal trainers who wasn't bringing in the numbers, and the other one was bringing in plenty of numbers, right? So these two had some sort of beef, right? Now, mind you, at this time, I was in front. My arms were 17 and a half inches around. And so, yeah, I was like that. I'm gonna have to pull that picture out so I can show y'all, because I know y'all don't believe me. But I was like that, bro. And so we at the front desk. No, they was at the front desk arguing. Now, mind you, the gym is open. People are inside. People are working out. These two muscle-bound dudes is arguing. So I said, yo, check this out. I went to the front. They called me to the front. I said, yo, in my office. Let's go. Come to my office. So I didn't use because I have an office. I had two. My main office was in the back, and then I had office right off the floor. I took the corner office right off the floor so I can see what's going on on the main floor. Because there was the main floor, and then the weight room was up, the heavy weight room, free weight room was upstairs and stuff. So I could see the whole main floor from that corner office on there. And then I would bring people in at point of sale and stuff like that in that office instead of going to the back. So I get these two jokers in the back, right? Now, mind you, these jokers is big. So I'm like, what's the problem? So they arguing back and forth, and they yelling, I would do this, I will hurt you, blah, 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 blah. So I said, yo, check this out, bro. Straight up. I'm not getting in the middle of this. So if y'all fighting, y'all gonna fight till the police come here. Cause I'm not getting in the middle of that. Y'all, I mean, they was, I ain't no sucker, but I'm not getting paid that much money to break that fight up. I'm telling you like that. So I'm gonna let them fight. Man, these dudes, karate dudes, man, one, they didn't fight. They didn't fight. So the next day, then that evening, one of them came inside with his sensei, and they upstairs in the aerobics room practicing karate like he gonna fight the other one when he get there. I had to send him home too, right? So I'm saying that to say my top two personal trainers were gone for the day because I had to send them home the very next day because of this foolishness that was going on. I made sure they had no appointments and I sent them home, right? So the young lady comes in and she asks for personal training at the front desk. So they call me to the front desk because I have no trainers on staff at this time. I didn't have any female trainers there anyway. And I noticed a lot of women don't like female trainers for whatever reason. They want the male trainers. A lot of that happened when I was working there. So I brought the young lady back to the office. She never took personal training lessons, just to say that. And she was like, you know, let's go out to lunch one day. That it ended up with that kind of conversation. But I'm saying all that to say, she said to me, you look very intimidating until you smile. Until you actually greet somebody, you look mean. And I'm saying to myself, like, wow, like that's heavy. I didn't know that's a look for me. I didn't know I look mean. But I guess it's just my look, right? I almost took it personal, but she explained it and stuff like that. And so I'm guessing with this light-skinned cat, maybe that was the issue. Maybe I just look mean, like this mean guy. But I don't try to be mean. It's just my look. Like maybe I'm ugly until I smile. Maybe that's what it is. I don't get a clue. But I don't understand this mean thing. You do come off. I do come off mad, and that's what I'm saying. Like I can't help that. Look, I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And where I'm from, you don't walk outside with a smile. You know what I'm saying? You do come off mean, but I see you're a caring man. I can't help that. She probably the reason they was trying to fight. Well, she wasn't. She was. So Mike, she came after they were gone. And so it wasn't that type of situation. Like she came when they was already, I sent them home for the day, which I didn't want to because that made extra work for me. But I can't have y'all in here fighting and bringing senseis and, you know, preparing for Mortal Kombat on my watch. Like do that shit when I'm not here. Do that when I'm not here. But she said, yeah, she said, man, you look very intimidating. She said, I didn't even know how to speak to you. And I was like, damn. And this is my job. So I probably miss a lot of opportunities because I look mean. But I didn't know. I mean, I never knew I looked mean. But you know, where I come from, bro, you can't be walking around smiley faced until somebody smiles at you. And let's go back. So with all the comedy people, the comedians we put in here, how dare you leave out Dave Chappelle? How dare you? I watch Dave Chappelle every chance I get. If you ever leave out Dave Chappelle. As a matter of fact, I also saw Kevin Hart did a Netflix special in his home. Funny as hell. I'm not a Chris Rock fan. Some of his stuff is kind of dry, but he did one, The Tambourine, which was good too. I watched that one too. And those are on Netflix. I need to watch those. Those are good. Mike, I'm just a messenger, bro. I'm just a messenger. I don't know why people don't like me. I don't know why dudes don't like me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know I run women off, but maybe that's a good thing. Not all women, because some women don't give a damn. I think that might be more. Ty Black in the building. What's good? Appreciate you, man. I've always been a great storyteller. In fact, that's one of the things I love to do. I love telling stories. I love telling stories. Dave would be within my top 10. Dave, at this point now, is going to be within my top 5. It's going to be within my top 5. I'll take Dave Chappelle over Eddie Murphy. Granted, Eddie Murphy has some amazing movies and things like that, but if it's going to be stand-up, I'm waiting to see Eddie's next stand-up. I'll take Dave Chappelle's stand-up over Eddie Murphy at this point. I will. I like Cat Williams. I don't put Cat Williams in my top 5. He might make top 10, but some of Cat Williams' stuff is too much over the top. But he's hilarious. But I don't know if I put him in my top 10. I put him in my top 10. I don't put him in my top 5. Let's put it like that. But Dave is up there for me. Dave is definitely up there for me. His stand-up is crazy. Also, yeah, Kevin Hart joint is crazy. It's crazy. What I love more about Dave Chappelle is I love how raw he is, and then how he puts that undertone in his comedy. And so yeah, it's funny, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? So I would have liked to have seen. So Dave Chappelle is like a straightforward Bernie Mac. So Bernie Mac is gonna give you the truth straight here, but it's so hilarious. You got to give it. Dave Chappelle is gonna be like real subtle with it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when he bring it to you. So like those are two of my favorites, man. Those are two of my favorites. Um, when I think about Red Fox, I think about the album he put out. You Gotta Wash Your Ass. Yeah, Delirious is funny. Of all times, Dave can't beat either Eddie Murphy's Raw or Delirious. Nah, Mike. Raw was not that funny to me, bro. We're gonna have to have a conversation about that. Raw wasn't that funny to me. It wasn't. It was cool. I think the problem with Raw, I was comparing Raw to Delirious, and Raw is never gonna surpass Delirious. Raw was funny, but nah. Mm-mm. I love Dave Chappelle. Now Eddie Murphy's supposed to be coming back with the stand-up. You got to wash your ass with the joint, right, Mike? And I wonder if you can get that on CD, because I know it was only on the album. And an album, for y'all that don't know, an album is a wax record, and you put a needle on it, and it plays. You got to put on a record player or a turntable. For y'all that don't know, you know, Mike. Some people don't know. You know, they're too young. They might not have seen that record player before. Man, but yeah, I don't know, man. Raw never pushed me like Delirious did, and I think I always compared the two. I'm not gonna surpass, but it was funny for a time. Yeah, it was funny for its time, no doubt. Kendra in the building, what's good? Raw doesn't stand to the test of time, right? Raw didn't. It made you feel like Eddie lost it, and then you just wanted Eddie in the movies at that point. After Raw, I watched it a few months ago. It wasn't as funny, right? It wasn't funny. Like if Raw's on now, I turn from it. Delirious on, I watch it. You know, so yeah, and there was things in it that was really funny, but overall, nah. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I watched. There's a comedian on the show with Anthony Anderson, Cole something Cole. Oh, what's his name? Dion Cole. Dion Cole has a stand-up on Netflix that's funny. Dion Cole is funny. I watch that. He's funny. He's funny. Who else is that I saw? Because there's some comedy in it, but I don't watch all of them. I don't get me wrong. Yeah, right. I love Eddie Murphy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. But Eddie had gotten so much better in his movies that I think his movie comedy doesn't allow us to come back to his stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? I think his movie comedies far supersedes his stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? And so because he had been so great with how he had done the movies, I think about it. Coming to America, The Nutty Professor, Norbit. Norbit was everybody. I heard a lot of people talk about Norbit, right? Norbit wasn't good. Norbit, blah, blah, blah. Norbit was hilarious to me. Norbit was hilarious. That's what I said, hilarious. I love Norbit. I watched Norbit time and time again until I lost my DVD. Norbit was crazy. And to see Eddie Murphy play all of those parts the way he does, it's always been great for me. It doesn't get much better than that. Hands down, it's not gonna get much better than that. You know what I'm saying? Kendra, leave me know my elbow call. They want $64 for that CD. Really? Wow. Dion Cole is a fool. D. Ray Davis, let's not sleep on Aries Spears. Okay. Yeah, Norbit was it. Norbit was it. I don't laugh at Norbit at all. Okay, get off my feed. Norbit is one of the funniest ones that he's done. I love Norbit. Turkey ass. Who ate the chicken ass? That's my Don't you disrespect Norbit. Don't come on here being disrespectful to Norbit. I love Norbit. And people talk about it wasn't good. That shit was funny. That was funny. I don't care. I can watch Norbit right now and I'll still laugh. But yeah. And like I'd like to see I'd like to see comedy or sitcoms come out of movies. That's what I want to see start to happen, and see how they can take parts of sitcoms for movies and make that turn into comedy. If I wrote comedy, I would do that. I would look at some of the top movies that people love and grab episodes from that and write comedy scenes based off of that. You know what I'm saying? I might get this oldie spot and see if they have it. Yeah, because $64. God dang. I ain't. Mike Epps is thrown to and Eddie Griffin. Yeah, Eddie Griffin is funny, man. And Mike Epps was funny, but I don't love his stand up. I don't love his stand up, but it was funny, but I don't love it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna, oh yeah, Mike Epps stand up. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Deion Cole joint was funny, and I think he was in Charlotte when he recorded. Was he? I didn't know that. I didn't know he was that funny. I didn't know he was that funny. But after watching it, I was like, yeah, he's funny. I'll check him out. And it was this other kid that's out of Harlem, I think. Short. Well, I don't know if he's short, but it's kind of out of Harlem. He looks like he could be short guy. And he was kind of funny. I like comedians who are funny by nature, like they accidentally funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm no comedian, but I'm accidentally funny, right? Some of the stuff I say is funny. The way I build up a story is kind of funny. If I had a comedian work with me telling my stories, I could be a comedian because I tell good stories. That part I know. It's just and I tell real stories. So I guess that's why it's believable. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have known he was here. The Mike Epps stand-up he did at Howard was some bullshit. Yeah, Mike Epps, I like him in the movie. I like him in the parts he played in the movie. I don't think I could stomach him stand up like that. I don't think he was. I don't think that's going to push me over the edge. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. But I don't think it's going to push me over the edge. I don't. I don't. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm no comedian, so who am I, right? I'm not funny like that. What's that? Blaxploitation. Was a vampire in Brooklyn bogus or not? It was. No, I liked the vampire in Brooklyn. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I liked it. I liked it. You know, it was cool. It was cool. You know, you talk about Eddie Murphy movies, Trading Places, not Brewster's Millions. Was it Brewster's Millions? The ones we had. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm trying to think of that old movie. But Trading Places, 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, you know, all those kind of things. Samore is the queen of comedy. I love. Now I'm gonna tell you another one that I saw. I watched. What's my girl? Monique. I watched Monique do the comedy joint she did for the prison. I watched that one. That one was funny. I hate that they blackball Monique. I wish that the black male comedians that were in position would have backed her and helped her out. She's a black woman. She's serious about her shit. She voiced her opinion, and I'm fine with that. And I think that's something that they should have backed her, or somebody should have had that conversation with her so she can stay relevant. Because Monique was always funny to me. I always loved Monique. I did. I like some more. I like Adele Givens. I like I like Jess Hilarious. I don't know if y'all familiar with Jess. I like Jess Hilarious. She's funny. I follow her on Instagram. Her shit is funny too. She's funny. I like her. Adele Givens. I think everybody likes Adele Givens. I think because of those lips. The one who said that'd be like giving the whale a Tic Tac. If y'all don't know that joke, y'all better go back and find it. I like her shit though. I wonder. What's the girl name that Kevin Hart brought out? Tara in the building. What's up, mama? The one that Kevin Hart brought out. Yeah. What's her name? She's been in movies now too. Come on, y'all know who I'm talking about. The girl that Jess Hilarious is crazy. But the Kevin Hart brought that young lady out, and she's been doing a lot of work. I don't know how funny she is in the stand-up, though. I haven't watched her. Adele Givens been on Def Jam. Right. Adele Givens is crazy. I love her punchlines. What's that girl? Cheryl Underwood. I think she's a little overexcited sometimes, but right, Tiffany Haddish, that's her. I don't know if her stand-up is going to be really funny. I watched some of it, but I didn't stick to it. Samoa is one of my absolute favorites. Yeah. Rashad Bashir. Yes, Rashad Bashir. I can't wait to see him make it to the next level. Rashad Bashir. If y'all don't, I follow him on Instagram. So I went to me and Snapshot went to see. I took her to see Steve Harvey, Nephew Tommy, right? Nephew Tommy came with, oh gosh, he came with 3 people, 2 people. Oh man, I can't remember their names, but I follow them now. Little Daryl, comedian, and oh, what's this other guy's name? I can't think his name right now. Anyway, Nephew Tommy is hilarious in stand-up. Hear me. I was waiting for him to do some of the talk about the phone calls, the prank calls. He did none of that. Nephew Tommy is hilarious in stand-up. And his show was by far one of the funniest shows I've seen. And when I went to see his show, because I know the people who own the Comedy Zone here, and they got tickets. I was front stage. I was right there at the stage. And he was absolutely hilarious, yo. I laughed the whole time. The comedians that he had to open up for him, hilarious. And I did not know he was that funny until now. I still go back and listen to his prank calls on YouTube. If you don't know Nephew Tommy's prank calls, you need to listen to that. That will have you funny. Listen, he did one where he called somebody and said that he was in Country Wayne don't do for me. Country Wayne he's too much for me. I can't do Country Wayne. I'm sorry. I can't fucking do him. He just fucking do too much. I'm not. He just do too fucking much. It just ain't for me. I'm sorry, Country Wayne. I need you to go into a movie or something. I need him to calm it down. He's just fucking too much. Nephew Tommy does this joke about being trapped in a closet and the police, and somebody's breaking in his house and he's supposed to be having some illegal stuff inside. And you have got to, oh my God, you gotta watch. You gotta listen. That shit is hilarious. It is hilarious. It's hilarious. Everybody now I like who's my man? Now Country Wayne, I'm not gonna work for me. Not gonna work for me. Nope. Sorry. He's out of here for me. Nope. You do too fucking much. Okay, let me go. I'm gonna tell you what, let me go. Tony Baker. Do y'all follow Tony Baker? Listen, I shouldn't be. Listen, these dudes gonna have to give me some fucking money. I'm just promoting all of these motherfuckers. They ain't gave me a penny yet. Tony Baker is hilarious. But you gotta follow him on IG. Oh, Kirkpatrick. When he does that, yo, listen, you have to go. Damn all these other ones. Tony Baker on IG. Just go to his page on IG, hit follow. I'm damn giving free advertisement, but he's funny as hell. I watch him all the time. He was in the movie. What movie was he in? I might need to see him in the movie because I can't. The skits I be seeing, he be doing too much. Michael Blackson, another one. He do too much. I just can't do it. Cheryl Underwood keeps it real. I don't know Michael Alexander. I'll check him out. What do you think about Michael Black? There we go. Michael Blackson does too much sometimes too. I can take him sometimes though. I can take some. Sometimes he does too much. Sometimes it's just a little too much. There's another comedian. What's this? He's another. I can't remember where he's from. Oh man, I gotta go to my IG. It's another comedian that's funny as hell. Good morning, everybody checking in. Thank y'all for tuning in. What's this comedian's name? Oh my gosh. I can't think of his name. He's hilarious though. He's always got an accent. He's funny as I don't know what. One of the things that brings a great joy to my there you go, comedian by shit. That's my dude right there. He is hilarious. I can't wait to see him get to that next level. Follow him because that's my G right there. He is hilarious. One of the great joys for me and throughout my day, but especially in the mornings, is when I open up one of my phones and I get to see my daughter sending me a text message. She's not a phone talker. She's a texter like her dad. I'll be like, text me. I'll call you if I just need to, but text me. So all of y'all that call my phone and I don't answer, I don't fucking answer my phone. Text me. I'm just text me, because some of this shit don't need to be drawn out conversation. And then you know how you that silence when you're waiting, and should I hang up now, or should I stay on a little bit longer, or is it the right time to say goodbye, or should I say peace or say bye? Text me. Because if you say some shit I don't want to hear, I ain't got to respond. I'll respond to your ass tomorrow. So text me. And my daughter, she's the same way. She's a texter. And so, like, she just texts me something. Or if I go on her Instagram page and I see her when she put a little in her story. She doesn't post a lot, but she does a lot in her story. And I like that part, too. And so that makes me happy. So if you saw me smile, that's why I was reading something that my daughter had. Ricky Smiley is hilarious. When Ricky Smiley do the drum major thing, oh my goodness, hilarious. Ricky Smiley. And don't get me wrong, because sometimes I thought Ricky Smiley was doing too much too, but I love Ricky Smiley. And when he does Lil Daryl, I can't. Ricky Smiley is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Yeah, Ricky Smiley is crazy. If you hadn't seen him when he does the drum major, we talk about the marching band. If you hadn't seen that, you need to see that. Ricky Smiley is ridiculous with a capital R, a big capital R. Big one. Yeah, he's too funny. He's another one that I would go see. Like some of these comedians, I watch you on Netflix. That's my fee. Whatever they paid you, I watch you, and then I'll see. But Ricky Smiley, I think I would pay to go see Ricky Smiley. I'd love to be on Ricky Smiley's morning show. He's one of them people. Like, if I would love him to call me up and put me on his morning show. I only need a spotlight in there, and I'll make it work. That's what I tell people all the time. I don't need a whole segment. Just give me a small spotlight on a big platform, and I'll make my own career. I say it all the time. I'll make my own career. I just need a little boom, drop me in. And then I'll call people like comedian Bashir to come on and be like, look here, dog, be on and be in the queue, make all this damn noise. I'm gonna get them to pull you up. I just need a small segment. I don't need a lot. We miss Robert, best Ricky Smiley skit. Listen, when he do Lil Daryl, that's the best one. That's the best. Lil Daryl, nothing better than Lil Daryl. I don't care what nobody's saying. I like Eddie Griffin, but he's a bit outlandish at times. I like Eddie Griffin. I do. I like Eddie Griffin. I'm gonna always rock with Eddie Griffin. I like him in Foolish and his stand-up. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the White Chicks was about it for me, but the Wayans, when they do what you call it, they shows I think it was Scream and all them shit. I'm not with that. Lil Man and all that shit. I'm not with that. That didn't do it for me. Cole in the building. That didn't do it for me. You can have those. I'll take a pass on all of those. It's not gonna do it for me. We didn't talk about no light-skinned comedians. We got any light-skinned comedians to talk about? I ain't talk about none of it. I know. I'm just going back to my Daryl. That Lil Daryl and that Milk. That is, listen, you are not. Yeah, scary movie. I'm not into the scary movie. That wasn't it for me. They can keep that shit. That just, it was just too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. Like, I understand you're supposed to. So Trevor Noah, I watched him too. Funny. And I think Trevor Noah was the one who broke down the word nigga in his country, what that means. I think it means like nephew or something like that. Yeah. Mike Epps stand-up is not gonna make it for me. I didn't get into it. Like, it was cool. D. Ray Davis, I haven't watched. Wait a minute. I don't know. I think it might be who I think it is. D. Ray Davis. No, I hadn't watched his stuff. I hadn't watched him. I'm talking about somebody else. That's not him. Yeah. No, we talked about Cat Williams already. He's a little over the top sometimes. But D. Ray Davis, I hadn't watched him yet. Yeah, Cat Williams is funny though. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes Cat gets a little too much. I like when he talk about his son though. Daddy, when he do that shit, that's funny to me. Like, he's hilarious. So I will put Cat in my top 10, but he won't make it to my top 5. He won't make it to my top 5. Not at all. Not even close. He's going to be like rounding off the end, 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that area. I have to give him that. But I'm not going to put him like out of the top 10 because he is funny. He is funny. Pimp down. He is funny. And then when he did the movie, he was like, I am a boy. That shit is hilarious, yo. I'm never gonna forget that shit. That shit is hilarious. But yeah. That ain't. Yeah. Cat Williams is good. Yeah, Cat Williams is good. Come on. We've been on Fred Sanford already. You late. You late.
But he yellow.
Yeah, but we talked about that's my man. Fred Sanford.
Okay,
I'm not.
about yellow.
So Snap is all in my business right now. I'm not saying that I don't like light-skinned comedians. I'm saying we hadn't talked a lot about them. That's what I was saying. That we hadn't talked a lot about them. Because I got on the Omar Tyree thing. That's where it kicked it off. I had to put him in his damn place. Anyway, go write a damn book, Omar. Anyway, I'm sorry. I came for him again. Cat do be saying some of the realest common sense shit people tend to not think about. That's true. Cat Williams give it to you. Dave Chappelle is top 5 anyway. Exactly. Dave Chappelle would never slip out of top 5. Never. I don't give a damn if you can bring somebody back from the dead. They could still not take Dave Chappelle's spot in top 5. Top 5, period. And Eddie Murphy used to be in my top 5, man. But if I go with the whole career, then he can make it in the top 5. If I just go with stand-up, Eddie slipped out of the top 5 a long time ago. I can't. I need to see this new stand-up he's getting ready to do. But career-wise, because he got movies and all that, then, yeah. But you gotta. I don't know who that is. E-Cole, I haven't watched him. Send me some of his videos or links, and I'll check them out. Kevin Hart, Martin, both complete letdown lives. So Kendra, I'll be honest with you. I will watch a Kevin Hart live because I do like Kevin Hart. He does do a little too much sometimes, but I like Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart. Like, I don't hate on Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart. Martin, I need Martin to do better with his live because his first, when initially he was there, but I want to see him do another stand-up. I want to see him make a comeback and see what happens because what he's done lately, his last stuff, I'm like, I don't know. Nah, to be honest, because I haven't watched enough growing up. You listen, Richard Pryor is going to be one of my all-time greats. Richard Pryor would never slip out of my top 3. Never. No freaking way. Richard Pryor's going to always be in my top 3. Wild 'N Out, I didn't watch that show. I didn't like Wild 'N Out. I didn't like that. But Richard Pryor is always going to be in my top 3. Always going to be in my top 3. I grew up listening to Mudbone. Well, my mom didn't know I was listening to Mudbone, but I did. Mudbone and all of that. I mean, but yeah, Richard Pryor, you will not take Richard Pryor out of my top 3. Never. You're not taking Fred Sanford, Red Fox out of my top 3 because of what he's done. Bill Cosby is not in my top 10. Not in my top 10. I did like some of his stand-up. I would like to talk to you about some of the things you say in your show. He's funny. If I go with the whole entire career, I have to give him his props. I have to put him in the top 10. He won't make my top 5 ever. Cannot. And I'm not a hater on Bill, but he can't. You can keep Dave in the top 5, but Eddie at his prime would eat Dave up. I'll say this, Mike. This is what I'll say. I will say Eddie Murphy's Delirious is one of the best stand-ups you ever going to see. In the timing, it was absolutely there, right? If we talk about in his prime, let's look, he did Saturday Night Live in the hot tub. Eddie killed it, bro. Eddie killed it. I'm not going to deny that. If I have a choice to go see Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle right now, free, front row seats, I'm going to see Dave Chappelle. Why you do Eddie? Well, because that's what that was no. Oh yeah, Eddie did do that, but Bill Cosby did that too. He did that too. But I did mix that one up. That was Eddie doing the Cosby one. You're right. That was that one. But Cosby flipped it with something else. But you're right, Mike. You're right. Go ahead to call me out. Bernie Mac is in my top 3. I don't give a damn. Top 3. Bernie Mac is in my top 3. Cannot be changed. So I'm taking Eddie, I'm taking Bernie, and I'm taking Dave Chappelle, and you can pick who you want after that, and I still get one more. If I take Bernie and Dave Chappelle, look, Bernie Mac said, like, there's nobody who does not like Bernie Mac. There's nobody who does not like Bernie Mac. There's nobody who don't say Bernie Mac was the shit. Nobody. Any other comedian that you could bring up, people like, yeah, but Bernie, nobody says but with Bernie Mac. Nobody. I'm telling nobody. Now you have to listen to Cosby early. Right, Mike, Cosby early stand-up was phenomenal. Hands down. I'm not going to deny that. Hands down. All the stories talking about his wife, talking about his kids. Yep, hands down. I'm not going to lie to that. I take Robin before Dave. Nah. And Robin Harris was hilarious. But I don't know, man. I'm just Dave. I'm a Dave Chappelle fan, bro. I'm a Dave Chappelle fan. I love Robin Harris. I am a Dave Chappelle fan. And it's funny because I didn't watch the Chappelle show like that. I didn't. Bernie could just stand there and look. Yeah. Oh, I gotta go, y'all. I went over my time, man. Listen, I'm out. I love y'all. Y'all be peace and be blessed and be in love. I'll see y'all real soon going on IG. I love y'all. I went over my time. Peace.